Hey there, DFS Army veterans. It's your buddy Choppadong, and I am sitting around on a Tuesday night dorking out on the computer because it's what I do. Apparently, I have no life. And I wanted to kind of go through what I'm looking at because there's a few things that I do. You know me, coach, contributor, small ball extraordinaire, whatever, at dfsarmy.com. And we're doing a lot of baseball right now. We're leaning in towards football. And with football, I'll be doing an article called Box Checkers, and I'll be doing a lot of talking about onslaught stacks. If I can figure out the time in a day to get that article out, I will do it, where onslaught stacks basically are focusing on stacks, game stacks. Let's take the quarterback and wide receiver from a team and run it back with a wide receiver on the other team, or a quarterback running back wide receiver, or a quarterback wide receiver tight end, and run it back with another wide receiver, or better yet, run it back with two wide receivers, or a wide receiver and a tight end, or whatever the combination is. When we're taking 3 and 4 and 5 players out of the same game, that's called an onslaught stack, and they work. Most people don't do that. Most people know about quarterback and wide receiver. And so they just stop there. But we're going to run it back. We're going to take that extra step. Just like a 4x4 in daily fantasy baseball, you're taking those bigger slates when you have to hit those big games really, really hard with both sides of your stacks. This is going to do that for football. And it's going to provide extra leverage when you're correct. Is it going to work most of the time? Once again, no. But it's going to pay better when it does, because you're going to go deeper up the money, climb farther up the leaderboards, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the big tournaments last year are being won with these onslaught stacks. So I'm going to focus on that as much as I can, but I'm also going to focus on box checkers, which simplifies the playing field for you guys, gives you real easy parameters to just walk through a player and say, does he do this? Does he do this? Does he do this? Does he do this? Yes, 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 yes. Boom, he's a good play this week, period, end of story. That's the fastest way I can simplify things for you guys and get you guys up to speed and competing with the Sharks in quick order. But on the sports betting side, one thing I love to talk about is teasers. I don't know why, but I love teasers. So I'm going to be using the NFL Live odds page quite a bit here at DFS Army, and you can follow all of these sites. And it simply allows you to price shop, right? You know, if I wanted to play the favorite, Washington, New England, if I wanted to play Washington, why would I play on a -2.5 when I can play on a -2? And I might even look at the -110s and find sometimes a little bit of cheaper discrepancies in some of these other areas. And I'm looking for the best price available. This is like going to Target, Walmart, your grocery store, your other grocery store, Aldi, whatever. And you're looking for the best price for that exact same thing, like a 12-pack of Coca-Cola or something that you know is carried at all of these stores. You're going to find the best price at one store or the other. Most of the stores are going to be pretty close together, but occasionally you find a sale. When you find that, that's why it makes sense to have multiple sports book accounts. You want to be able to capitalize when you find that price on sale or that pricing discrepancy, okay? But what I focus on with teasers move the line in 6 points, whatever, 6.5, 7, 7.5 on some sites. I just used the standard 6-point teaser, and that would move this line here, the +2 side of it. Let's talk about the underdog. And the Patriots are +2. It would move them up to +8. That moves them through key numbers, 3, 7. Those key numbers of point spreads are the most common ways games end in the NFL, by 3 points or by 7 points. And so by moving from one side of those key numbers to the other side of those key numbers, you increase your odds of connecting on that bet. Now, you can parlay those together in a teaser bet and take 2 legs or 3 legs or 4 legs in those teaser bets. And if you hit all of those legs at all of those new point spreads that you generate, you win that bet. They pay different prices. A 2-leg teaser often pays -120 these days. Mathematically, that doesn't work anymore. If you Google Wong teasers, you will find out, W-O-N-G teasers, you will find out there are math principles at play here, and you can't beat the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. Historically tested over years and years and years of football, the Wong teasers work. If you focus on those key numbers, they work. However, pricing has changed at the sports books on those teasers and made them to where they don't work anymore unless you actually hit them. You can't just bet them blindly anymore. But there are a few sites that I am finding where the prices are still correct to where it's break even or it is actually still profitable. And when I find those sites, I'm putting my money on those sites, and I'm going to be betting the teasers on those sites. DraftKings and FanDuel don't allow you to bet teasers, but some other websites do. Other sports books do. Those are the ones I'm focused on. And I'm going to get good prices on my teasers. And I am going to be playing mostly 3-leg teasers and some 4-leg teasers. And to do that, let's say I found, 5 teams that all qualify to be mixed into teasers. And I'm going to play a 3-leg teaser with all of those teams equally. Well, I need to use a trick, a mathematical principle called combinatrix. And I need to use that to allocate out the combinations of those 5 teams that qualify into 3-leg teaser bets. So, how do I go about doing that? Well, first of all, I'm going to select the teams using this consensus on the NFL Live odds page. These are the teams that I'm playing. Now, of course, I have to use the website that I'm using, but these are going to be the ones that tell me which ones qualify. From plus 1.5 to plus 2.5 is a good number for underdog teasers because you're teasing them up to from plus 1.5 to plus 7.5. You get through the key numbers of 3, 4, 6, and 7. You just moved through 4 key numbers in the NFL, historically tested to generate winning odds for you. Same with a minus 2 or a plus 2.5. That gets to plus 8.5. It still moves through 3, 4, 6, and 7. These are the ones we focus on the most. When we find a favorite at minus 7.5, we tease that one down to minus 1.5, and it comes back through 7, 6, 4, and 3, the key numbers on the way back. When I find those scenarios, I mark those teams down. And late on Saturday or early on Sunday, I'm watching those lines. And if those lines are still good at kickoff or real close to kickoff, I slap my teaser bets in there and I let them roll. And I am going to try and find, this is a good number, this is a good number here. So there's 2, but these are on the same day, right? Like I won't be able to place this and then still watch the Sunday games or Saturday games or whatever, because this game will have been locked up beforehand. It may make for a good 2-leg teaser on Thursday. Friday may make for another teaser day. Well, we got 3 games on Thursday. There's one there and there's another one there. So the dog, the Detroit Lions, and the Dallas Cowboys would form a 2-leg teaser on Friday. And then on Saturday, when I've got all these teams open up, this is the day I'm focused on right now. There's a teaser. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and 4, 5. So that's 5 legs at least. 5 legs at least on Saturday alone. Now I've got 5 qualifying teams if these numbers hold. And I come over to a combinatrix calculator like this one here that I found on just by Googling. It took me a while. It took me half an hour or more to find a calculator that could do it. And I put in the number of teams that qualify up top here, and I put in a number of the number of legs I want in my teaser. 10 different combinations. 10 with nothing repeating. Why would I repeat it? I'm already betting this team, and this team together in a teaser. I don't need to repeat that bet in others. So I've got these unique teaser combinations using every team with every other team. And I've got 10 combinations. Team A, Team B, Team C, Team A, B, D, A, B, E, A, C, D, A, C, E, A, D, E, going on. So for a $1 bet each or a half a unit bet each or whatever you want to put on it, you can trigger plus 150 or plus 160. And on some sites I found plus 180 odds on each one of these that connects. And now all I have to do is hit the majority of these through my weekend and I'm playing profitably. And as we've noticed, by spreading out in DFS, we lower our volatility and our variance. If the method works, if the method's proven to work, we spread out. We use volume to spread out that volatility. And we start taking these 3-team swings at plus 150, 160, or 180, whichever your price your site allows. We're going to take these shots at the qualifying teams every week. If I only had, say, 3 teams, well, I've only got one combination, right? ABC. If I've got 4 teams, now I've got 4 combinations, but they don't repeat ABC, ABD, ACD, and BCD. Now I've got 4 bets. That would be a $4 bet. See, like in week 1 of the preseason, if that number holds, I'm sitting on $10 if I bet $1 on each combination. But if it's only 4 teams that qualify, then I've only got 4 combinations that work, right? So that's going to determine Saturday or Sunday or whenever we start playing in the regular season NFL. But this is the number I'm going to use, and then we can put it together. And if we assigned, say, Dallas as team A and Buffalo as team B and Philadelphia, whoever they're playing, Pittsburgh as team C, then, I automatically look at the combinations of A, B, C, and I know those are the 3 teams that I use. And then A, B, D, who's team D? I use those. And I'm just easily able to get in quickly before lock and pound all my combinations of teaser bets in there and then just let the math take over from there. If this interests you, you might want to become a member, dfsarmy.com. Use that code preseason and get that 50% off your first month and 10% thereafter. And if this interests you on the DFS side, you need to hit me up because I'll be posting these in the sports betting channel on Sunday, probably. Leading up to the week, we may have a way too early look at teams to watch. We may talk a little line movement, a little predicting against the closing line value, etc. But we're going to be talking some sports betting this year too, for those of you that are interested, because to be honest with you, it adds a different dimension to daily fantasy sports. You can if you use a simple enough process, you can jam out all your lineups super, super quickly and not have to waste a whole bunch of time digging into stats, digging into numbers anymore. And if you enjoy sports betting, this frees up time for you to jump over on a sports betting side where I'll be working on some simplified systems for you there too. And we'll be able to jam both disciplines out together and once again further diversify our bankroll so that we're almost always grinding up positive ROIs no matter where we play. Make sense? Jump on in. Look me up. Chop it on. Smallaballa extraordinaire at dfsarmy.com. Peace out, homies. We'll talk to you real soon.